Find a friend through your contacts. So before I get to that, I want to go down and show you what the initial screen is of contacts before they have granted it. So if they have not granted us access to their contacts, we will show this screen. This screen is pretty straightforward. It tells you what you're granting access for, and then this is just one big button to connect grant that capability. So I hit the button here. It grants me the capability. I say yes, okay, or don't allow. If I say don't allow, then we have to give this screen. Whenever somebody says don't allow, we need to a trigger. It gets flipped where iOS, at least it was like this in the past. We couldn't go back and ask them again to give us an okay. They would have to go to the settings area, and that's a little more daunting. And you have to go to the settings, and you have to go to that specific app. And it would be BlueQ in this case, and then turning on the contacts. So we would change the screen to this if they were to say don't allow. We would need to say, okay, you need to go to settings, and then take them to that link. It would be a deep link, and this is Strava's screen here, where they would need to go into and add and just switch the switch here to turn on contacts. So that capability to contacts. And that's with all of these things that we're asking for them to grant us access to, whether it be the microphone or the contacts list or the calendar or camera, all these device level capabilities. We need to ask this capability or ask this granting, but then we need to follow the same exact structure with all of those. And as you can see, I'm using the same template for the before and the after, and we'll follow that across the board with all of our other methods like microphone and camera and everything, which was started already when it came to the sign up process. We touched on a few of those at the very beginning of that. So once they have granted us access to their contacts, we go through and we search through their contacts, and we will display those contacts. So I believe probably initial view is going to be most likely alphabetical. I don't know if we can do some type of activity that can put them in relevant order. Like my wife, the people I contact the most, I don't know what the information we can get out of the device. I doubt whether we can do that, but most likely it's going to be in alphabetical order that we're going to have to do this in. So this is the list of contacts. It has the same capabilities as we had over in the suggest area when it comes to adding. And if I wanted to see more details about this person, I could click on this area and I could go to the detail it would be a deep link actually to that contact page, the device's contact detail page. Again, I'm not sure if we can do that, but I want to keep consistency with hit areas as much as possible, and that's what we were doing over here in the suggest area, where this area right here in red, that would take you to the detail of that person. So I want to keep it consistent and have it for contacts as well. And it would be in the contacts application, not in our application where this would be, because these people are not a part of the BlueQ network yet. So in this case, they are not in the network. So what we're doing here is we're basically sending an email or sending an SMS to that person, depending on what the method is, that we can contact them. So we're sending an invite out. That's where it changes slightly to internal. I believe I have everything. I've covered everything in the documentation over here, but this is going to be very similar between the other social networks as well. So Facebook and Twitter and any other social network will follow a very similar pattern as we do here, where you have different states to the button. The first state is being able to connect with that person. And the process of connecting with them is sending them a link, that same link that we have right here. So that link, that CAN message, being able to send them that information. So after that's been sent, you have the resend invite. So just like we have to resend verification codes to people, we would resend that CAN message to invite them. So this is just the ability to then resend if they didn't accept it over a certain amount of time. If, for example, this would be, I would think, be very rare, that a person, I'm in this screen, I haven't left the screen, and I've sent it, and then they already received it and accepted, you would get the same disabled button here and say it's that you're connected. I could still go and look at that person's detail information over here, but I can't connect anymore because I already am connected, and I don't need to connect anymore. Oh, I'm sorry. So I made a mistake here. So we have different states. So connect means they are in our network. So we follow the same exact logic as we do over here. So the cancel invite would be if they are in our network. If they are not in our network, then we have the invite them. And I cover that in here. I've forgotten about this structure. So if we need to invite them, then we send the resend invite. That's where this comes into place. It would be in the case of connect. If we cross-reference that person, we see that they're already here. We would then give them that connect to directly connect with them. And if they hit the connect button, it would be the same here. Cancel invite, because we can control that within our own environment. When it's external and it's sending an email or if it's sending an SMS, we can't control that. We can't recall that invite. So we just need to say a resend invite. And all of them, all combined, will always say connected if, like I just said, they were to accept the invite while you're still in the screen. So we load the same amount, we load the same way. Connections, our contacts might be a little different, where these are all coming from your device, so we don't need to limit it to just 50. We have that, we could store that locally on the device, and it wouldn't be a big payload to, hopefully. I know certain people have thousands of contacts, but hopefully it doesn't take too long to load those contacts. And I understand there's probably going to be a loading process during that. So I do have down here in the templates, I thought through kind of the process of loading. So you added contacts, but you don't have any contacts that we can find. That is a possibility. This is the connect securely. The initial, if they haven't granted us access yet. Once they've granted us access, you get the modal that comes up to allow. If I click allow, we'll come back to this screen where it needs to be connecting. We're doing some sorting. We're querying the contacts list, and we're kind of formatting it the way that we need to. So we'll need to have some type of indication that we're thinking. And then that last screen where if they did say don't allow for some reason, they would have to go to the settings, and then this is this last page or last screen of the settings here. But anytime you want to know if a screen has been covered, go ahead and look down here in the templates. I might have covered it and just not put it up here in the screens because I don't want to overcomplicate what's up here with a simple screen that just shows a loading screen. So if you have questions, just look down there, I guess. So, and also, by the way, these are exactly the same screens. It's just that this is the sheet format and this is the full screen format. And I just wanted to show you that it's exactly the same in how we handle that situation. We still have the menu that docks to the bottom in either case, but the functionality is exactly the same. It's just that we have it in a sheet format instead of a screen format. And then the search capability, if we want to search, it's the same global method that we always use for searching. So if you go over to GA modules 1, we have the search people right here. So that's GA search peep. That's the method that we'll use for all people. We do not, this is a different method. This is kind of across everything. So you could turn on searching people across lists and products and everything. But in this case, where we're just in this one use case of looking for specific people within, and we're in this context of just looking for people in the contacts, we will just be searching contacts here. And that holds true for over here with the suggested people too. We're just looking for suggested people, and if we're over in Twitter or for Facebook, it's just that context. We're just searching for people in Twitter, for example. So in this canned message that gets sent, Okay, I'm sorry, I'm jumping around here. So the that's the contacts. It's just a simple list and two primary activities to connect with that person if they're part of the network, or invite them if they are outside of the network. And the third, I guess, tertiary thing would be to look at that person, that contact's detail information within the contacts application on your device. So that would be that. So that is the people part of Find a Friend in your contacts list.